All right. Welcome on back. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, A-Rye, back on the Twitch streaming. So, wanted to continue on doing some more. Oh, I don't even have my. There we go. I don't even have my GitHub website pulled up, but wanted to continue on working on that, working on my stream actually. So, fun update. I have, in fact, can I even see? So we go down to about. Uh-oh. I need to mute this. Okay. But anyways, I have added, well, coming soon, Jacob Lyle Music and Lone Soul, which I have here. Lone Soul and Jacob Lyle Music. So both of these guys said that I can use their music on my streams. The problem is I don't know how to add it yet. So, yet. I'll figure it out. I mean, just using OBS is all new to me. My last time doing this, I used the different one, the Twitch built-in streaming tool. So I'm kind of learning all this from scratch. But that's why I wanted to work on the website because then we can actually document all this and kind of follow along. There's my progress of like working on stuff and just that. Let's see. Let's get a couple of them in because really the CSS is what's being thrown off right now. And actually, you know what? Before we even do any of that, so first off, there's this. And the reason I want to do the GitHub website is to then upload or to record, document order of projects. So, and then the projects are, in fact, actually, let's look at this. Gotta make sure that this is all like hunky dory, what's being shown. So, anyways, oh, whoops. We're going all the way back to my GitHub, like to where the projects are. Um, I was starting a. Actually, no, it's not. It could be here, but I think Tech.io would be better. But we were starting, I think, a C++. It'll take a sec. Oh, I got a C sharp. Um, I think this was the one that I was doing because I was going to try to get into. So I have a textbook from my old undergrad days, computer security principles and practice, which basically goes over the CISP, the CISSP, which let's go ahead and look at that CISP certification. So it's a really good cert to have if you want to be a security professional. Uh, Very esteemed. It validates knowledge and all this and instills trust and makes you at a certain level. So it's something nice to have. Now, a much smaller one is the Security Plus, the CompTIA Security Plus. Yeah, this one I have done the practice test twice for. It's not too bad. Of course, I also did a 6-month boot camp for cybersecurity and then did the practice test. Well, actually, we did it one halfway through, which I did so-so. I still passed. And the second one I did like high 80s, but passed for sure. This one is like a basic one too. It's like general security concepts, threats, vulnerabilities. You need to know the CVEs. I'm really glad that fan doesn't get picked up because it's hot here. So, but anyways, yeah, that's just kind of a thing. So I wanted to add to playgrounds here. We just have these three so far. Online voting is another good one to talk about, but like it's the chicken and the egg and everything. So let's go ahead and just do a clash of code. Just get warmed up, get thinking, get nerdy, and it is science and tech. So we'll do some technology. Yeah, it is hot here in northern Colorado. It's ridiculously so. So we'll see. I also got to make sure I'm centered too, like when I'm talking. Maybe I need to be a little over there. All right. I mean, it's all the same to me. I just got to reach a little further for this, and then there we go. while it's doing that, so I have the CSS from Open Source Computer Science, and this, I need to basically change this like to navbar. So if I edit it, I think. Let's try. We're just adding that navbar to the UL and the LI. Oh, if I can even type. Yeah, it is all the same. Not really. Commit changes. Changing UL and LI elements include strip. Alright, there we go. Because I only wanted it for the, if you look at the actual website, let's see. I wanted it for this, and actually, oof, we're gonna need padding between those. That looks pretty trashy. We got the theme selector going at least. Oh, but look at that, it looks terrible. Oh, here we go. We're getting ready to clash. A bunch of bots. Can we see in here? I gotta be mindful to move that over a little bit. So, let's see. Alright. You are a powerful magician developer moving through a strange valley where towers magically appear. Each tower has a height, and you have the ability to create or destroy towers. Creating a tower costs the energy same as its height. Destroying a tower gives you the same energy as its height. If A is positive, this means you create a tower of height A, which costs you A units of energy. If A is negative, this means you destroy a tower of height absolute value A, which gives you absolute value A units of energy. Your objective is to calculate the energy remaining after performing a series of actions on the towers. Whew, all that to say, we get an integer n for the number of actions to perform. Let's just see a few. Oh, so 5 means that there's going to be 5 things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the 4 down. And so, wait. Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. You're still gonna, so like running total would be 0. So for if less than 0, running total plus equals, what is the absolute value? Python. Ah, for Python. It's like, it's ABS. There we go. So absolute value of that. Where are we at? Can you see the code? Let's move over. Oh, you can't see the code. How do we collapse this? That's not gonna work. Oh, that's right. We did this. Jeez. That's right. Okay, that's why we do these things. There, okay. So, now you can actually see the code. So, absolute value of A else running total minus A, right? And then running total, and we need stir, because it's a print statement. Alright. No. What did we miss? Expected -3. Alright. So if it's a positive number, this means you create a tower of A which costs you A units of energy. So anything above which is what I'm doing here. So like if it's less than 0, you're actually adding the absolute value of it to your running total that we're keeping track of. Oh, wait. Minus equals. And then if it's... Okay. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, that was a really simple one. I was thinking you'd have to, like, keep track of... Oh, nice. GZF is still clashing. Let's see. So, basically the idea is like, if it was positive, well, what is it? Yeah. If it's positive, you subtract it. If it's negative, you're adding it to it. All that. I thought we were going to have to, like, keep track and be like, do you have enough energy? Or are you going to hit 0 or go negative? And then to have to do that pre-check in order to keep it from happening. So, alright. That was good. Now, this is not. Let's see. Now it looks like... Yeah, so even right there, we could do, like, these divs need padding. Sorry, there's just a lot of stuff here. Get out of my YouTube. Alright. So yeah, we don't need that. Sys, we can get rid of that. Alright, so what I was really... let's do it here. Well, first off... Where is it? So that did commit, changed that. And I also need to do that because the paragraph and the anchors... Oh, man, it's a mess. So, that's why I do these streams. Keep me honest. Make sure that I continue to do these things. So... Let's actually just do... I'm just trying to think. So that's a nav bar. Even just like before the nav bar. It's like... I mean, theme selector, yeah, that's one thing. Oh. It's like there. Just to hard code some spacing. You can do spacing padding a couple of ways, like, cause already... Wait, where did it go? I think I closed it. So yeah, that that looks like garbage. Theme selector is okay. I mean, that's not great, but... And that, so whatever this div is... Oh. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how I got the one down to that. Let's see. Alright, but the idea is to have... This reminds me of Jesse Pinkman, the My Shout page, which is supposed to be like a MySpace thing. Alright. So if we go back here, do unordered list, and a list item, and another list item. This would be current projects. So cyber security, basics through CISP. Actually, we'll just spell it all out through CISP certification. Prep? Yeah, prep. Okay, that's just one. And another one, well, add music to Twitch channel. So that's another one. And then it's my like to-do list basically. And then the next one, like, look into how to start a scholarship or fundraiser for international travel. Because, and a little background on that, so I traveled 3 times or in and around high school. And that really helped out for like a lot more international travel I did later, but I had to do that initial first bit. I went down to Jamaica, Costa Rica, and the Bahamas, and Costa Rica was a school trip. In fact, I could even do try to think subcategories within a list item. See, now I'm trying to think like you can just how many times can you keep? And is it that simple? Hold on, I'm trying to think if we do another unordered list within there, and then just do Jamaica. Whoops, and we also got to do list. There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. All right. So Jamaica. This might look all wonky. We'll see here in a bit. Bahamas and Costa Rica. So I think everybody should do a little bit of traveling at least. And I think if there's more funding available for it, especially like from Buena Vista where I'm from, a lot of people just don't, how are they going to travel? Like, how are they going to pay for it? And I was in a Spanish class for 4 years. So that's why I was able to go to the Costa Rica trip. I did the Jamaica trip as a present to myself. My buddy and I went down there to celebrate graduating high school. So I was kind of, yeah, back during Prohibition days. Let's actually see what this looks like. Testing out list and UL elements. Okay. Now, that's kind of cheesy, but it's still true. It's like the mission statement of this whole thing is the Star Trek era where we no longer worry about money, everybody's productive, everybody just works, everybody feels part of the collective and all that, etc., etc. But I'm not seeing the list. Although this looks different. So how did I just screw that up? Oh, I know. So that's the CSS. So that was this change. So actually now we need to revert this. Let's go ahead and revert it. Um, oh, well first off, there's this typo there. Wait, I think that might have just fixed it. Typo in .navbar for lists element. See, this way I could just take forever. Hmm. So I'm actually thinking that isn't what broke it. Let's just close it. There we go. Okay, so that works. So the nested, this still doesn't. So, oh, oh, this jumped to CodePen. Okay, yeah, you can see it a little bit. Now this is the CodePen site. We'll go back there to this slop. It just looks so bad. Although, I mean, eventually I would like to make the little like cheeseburger, hamburger, however you want to call it, menu that would just go on the side and then you click it and it extends. But for now, uh, I mean, it navigates like that. That was the whole point of it. Is like you want to go to open source computer science, you go down to open source computer science. You go to Python. This actually jumps to oh, whoa, oh, okay. I just had a bunch of other stuff. This doesn't look good when you have it all minimized like that. But then you get down here and you see the different themes, which basically I like branch that off and copy that off into everything I was doing. So this is one I made way back in the beginning when I was trying to just say like everything before I knew coding game existed. And that's why I put this stuff at the top. It's like for a better one, go to coding game. Then that takes you here. Uh-oh. Codinggame.com refused to connect? Oh. I mean, it's right here. Like, it's this, which this is a much better, in my opinion, much better guide because it's interactive. You can actually see the stuff. So while the intro, that's just talking about it. But if you go to Hello World, like, you can actually run it in a. It's a container that Coding Game hosts. Whoa. Sorry. Oh, what did I do? Nobody said anything. Nobody, and that's the other thing. Is like, so there's one person that commented on this, I think, and they said, I don't even remember, but and it was a comment on a specific part. Was it back in the intro? Ah, did they not have comments? But anyway, so if you didn't catch what's going on here, um, the code in here, and I don't even know. Oh my gosh. So what I was doing is I was doing a side project and I wanted to make a password cracker and I needed to make an alphabet dictionary and a number dictionary. So I just jumped into the first thing, hello world. This is testing in production. Um, that's funny though, because like here, let's do, or I guess we could just go into beginner Python concepts. Let's see what we were even doing in hello world. Yeah, no, it's. I wonder if we edit it. Huh. So this is concerning because if you look at the file path here, yeah, it is hello world. So then if you go back to uh, um, this one, we gotta go to projects, or no, repositories, and then uh, okay, it says Python. Then I'd have to go into hello world. Yeah, this is quite the rabbit hole here. We would have to go into Python projects. No, markdowns. Okay. Sorry. This is online voting, which is also in Python, but I was a little confused because there's no tons of files and stuff. All right, so we're going into the repositories, and then the other Python. See, yeah, there's two of them. Yeah, that looks about the same as a hashed key as any of the other ones. But here we go. So this has a lot more. And that's just the markdown stuff. Never mind. So then we got to go into the py files. And so if we go back to here, you can see it goes into py files. And then it's looking for hello world.py and hello other world. So we've got hello world and hello other world. Okay. There. All right, that's interesting. So I guess in my browser it was still cached to have that. All right. Well, so that's what it's supposed to be. That's why I was confused. But so I did do the side project. Okay, it was actually a presentation for work on how easy it is to crack a password. Spoilers, it's very easy. So you need to have multi-factor on every sensitive account. Once you have that, you're pretty much good for like 90 to 99% of attacks. Now the governments are gonna know what you're doing no matter what. They've got eyes on every network and decryption things, everything. So just don't do messed up stuff. Are they still okay? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. In fact, let's do another clash. That was fun. Let's play again. But and I do have progress. So where's my website? I mean, what I really want to do is be able to add the music. But I've got this. These are like, and in fact, if we go back in here, we could do edit and current projects. There we go. Commit changes. Add a header for current projects. I know, like the. All right. So let's go back here. Now here. Fastest. All right. You want to input an integer on an old calculator. Unfortunately, some of the number buttons are broken. You know which digits still work and are given a target number you want to reach or exceed. Your goal is to find the smallest integer greater than or equal to the integer that you can type using only the working buttons. Alright, that's a lot of stuff going on. So an integer target n, the number you wish to reach. A string of digits button, the working buttons. All characters are unique and chosen from 0 through 9. It is not necessarily sorted. So the smallest integer greater than or equal to n that can be composed using only the working buttons. Ah, ah. Wait, what? Okay, so wow. So you got the target, what you're trying to put out, and then the working button. So like for this example, yeah, this particular example, the two's not working. So you'd have to go to the next highest and then continue. And actually, the you would put the lowest. So we're going to need to know the low. The min equals, oh wait, min val equals button find min of list Python. There you go. Min. Oh, okay. It's just that min. So we're gonna. Oh, and you can't see that. There we go. Okay, so the min val is min button. Just why I love Python. Like you just basically like garble and guess at what it is, and then you Google it, and then they'll finish it. So there's the minimum. That's what the digit that's going to be added. So in this example, it's 0, but it might not be 0. It might be 1, 2, 3. Might be the minimum value. Um, already button. Well, whatever. Button list equals an empty list. Sorry, I'm just doing a little housekeeping stuff. For char in button list dot append int of char button list. There we go. Just because, and this is from many times of just messing up and being like, anyways. So what I did there is I went through and I parsed all of button, which is just an input of a large integer that would have, like for this example, hold on. There we go. It's 0, 1, 3, 4. Actually, so it's basically a string, I want to say, because then it would, that's how it preserves that 0, the leading 0. Like if it wasn't a string or like formatted to be that way, then yeah. So it's like an input string, which is actually something to pair with. Oh, I'm fading fast. It is like the end of the day. It's the end of a Friday. This is what I'm doing. So anyways, back to this. So we need the minimum value because that's what's going to be appended to the next one. So I'm trying to think. So once you've hit that threshold, so like first what you want to do is if you have the working button, then just push that button, then you're fine. But if you're missing the digit, then you have to find the next smallest digit, and then you have to send the rest of them. Okay, so target size equals len n. Okay, so then out val equals, actually we're just going to do that because we're going to append it and then we're going to output, and I don't know if it has to be an int, the smallest integer greater than or equal to. Okay, so all right, so we are here, and so now we're going to do 4-digit in str n. So you got to change it back to a string because you're comparing each char or character instead of a digit, but you're still doing it. So if int digit in button list, and padded out equals false. Is it false? Okay, so and then padded out will be just a simple boolean equals false. And so if it's true, then we're just going to continue to add, let's see, so then out val plus equals digit. Else, so now, so here's the hard part. So in the example here, it was like a 120. Let's go back and look at it. So we had a 123 and we got a 130. So the 1 was fine, and that's what the condition is we need to check now. So if it is in there, so like if we do have a 1, which we do have a working 1 button. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. So if it's in the button list and we're not padding things out, then we're going to add it. So that would work for the 1. Now, if it's not in there, elif uh-oh, someone finish or quit out. So this is now the tricky part. So there wasn't a 2. So now I need to find the next closest button. If int digit not in button list and oops and padded out equals whoops false, out val plus equals next best. Now next best, I think I got it. So we're gonna have to do another little mini loop right here to calculate next best. We'll throw next best up here equals 0. So actually no, let's do next best equals 9. Alright, so we have the digit. Alright, so for possibility in range 9. If pos in button list and pos is less than next best and wait, pos is greater than or equal to digit. Okay, next best equals pos. Okay, and then else padded, whoops, as I can see here, padded out. There we go, padded out equals true. All right, and then, so that's gonna skip all of that, else out val plus equals, it's the min val. No, let's see. Okay, so this is just a casting error on line 10. Length stir. Okay. Okay. So now that's another conversion thing. Oh, come on. Come on. Jeez. Okay. Int digit. I feel like it's still gonna have line 25. Stir next best. Stir min val. Just in case, why not? Hey, it did it. All right. So wait. Whoa. What did we get there last one? Expected 1111. Oh man, that craziness worked. Did anyone? Nobody's got it so far, and honestly, we don't really have it either all the way. Let's see. Wait. What test case failed? 6? What's so special about 6? Oh. Okay. Oh man. All right. So this is basically the case, or the situation where it needs to become a 3-digit number because the 2-digit version isn't sufficient. So like the first ones, it's easier because it's like 1, 2, 3. It starts low, but for something that starts high, like all of these start low or just 1, and then then the logic holds. But then that one, and then I'm sure other ones, yeah, it start. Well, I mean, I guess that starts low and goes high, but anyways, like that's another weird one. Like you only have the 2 buttons, and you can't do 50, so you have to add another padding, 0. So it's still the same padding, but okay, I got it. Um, I got it. If out int out val is is greater no is greater than n, print out val, else print out val plus stir min val. So we're adding another one. All right. oh. And then it broke a different one. Or equal to. There we go. Okay. Ah, come on. Wait. Oh. Huh. That's 77%. Oh man, I timed out. Alright. Let's see some other code. What is this? Get out of here. This is some sorcery is what it is. Alright. Look at that nonsense. You see that nonsense? Yeah, you see that nonsense. Alright, well, I mean, it is very slick, and that's definitely a bot. I've seen this before. It's Ukrainian. Yeah, see. This one I think I've seen before, too. They both did Python. Yeah, see, that's that same stuff. It's like, it's not, like, I went through, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then maybe do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then this is kind of hacky coding. This is like duct taping on an auxiliary buttress or something, like a flying buttress to a church. Just have more of them on there to support the heavy walls. It made sense in my head, like as far as figuring out what it was asking for. I don't know. Let's do another one. I guess I am putting off the website. It's just listing things, and so like creating one of these playgrounds, like it would just be well. So first off, Hello World, that's fine. So we don't need to mess with that. Let's go back to just my playgrounds. Yeah, my playgrounds. Simple Python template. We're gonna change this uh, to basically be like, we can actually open up this. Oh, what's this? Yeah, so the ending of the clashes. If you go back to my profile, oh, 52,000 views. That's cool. So we finally crossed the threshold. 52K. That's awesome. Still only 315. Wink. Oh wait, wink. Yeah, because there's the camera. Um, sorry, there's just a lot of massive thunder. So, all right. Anyways, the online voting concept. This one I do want to do some more work on, but it's pretty good for now. I think the next thing we're going to need to do is actually, um, sorry, trying to. So this is my public facing. That's A-Rye social media, and these are all my documents. A lot of stuff. As you can see, I've got a lot of projects going on. Don't worry about looking at any of them particularly, except for this one right now. That's Kubernetes. So for those that don't know, Kubernetes is a cloud-based system of, or not cloud-based, sorry, it's a Dockerized orchestrator or I forget what the terminology is. Let's actually go back to this for now. But basically, it's where you can have multiple containers that work together into a Kubernetes cluster. So you can have like two database servers that mirror. You can have three web servers hosting the same website. You can even have multiples that work by region with their own separate database, and then like duplicate them. All sorts of crazy stuff. So, but anyways, you are on a date, and based on how awkward the situation is, you need to come up with an excuse to leave. Write a function escape date awkwardness level that provides a reason to leave depending on the level of awkwardness. Alright, so. Alright. Okay, so already you can see there's the thresholds. So if awkwardness level is between 1 and 3, return, I'll need to wake up early tomorrow. Alright, so we get an awkwardness level. This is actually going to be really easy, so copy. Okay. Okay. So if is between 1 and 3, it's greater than 1 and greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 3, out string equals, there we go. Now, I don't know if it's including the punctuation, but we could basically do that for, and then we have out string equals that, and print out string. There we go. So, and then just change these to elif. Awkwardness level is less than or equal to 6. See, now we already checked from anything between 1 and 3 is good. So now we don't need to keep explicitly saying the low end and the high end. We just need to say, so now anything above, or wait, what's a 3 point? So I don't know if there's in-betweens. But anyways, so now the 4 would not fall in the first one. It's just 3, 1 to 3. So now we can do 4 through 6 by saying if it's less than or equal to 6, um, uh, why is this? Well, first off, there's that. Awkwardness level is not defined. Oh. Jeez. Okay. Alright. Out string equals. There we go. Elif awkwardness level is less than or equal to 9. Out string equals. Oh. It's end, not home. Okay. And then elif is 10 equals 10. Out string there. Okay. Uh, how? Escape character Python. So you need to be able to. It's either a forward slash or backslash. Yeah, it's a backslash. Okay, so backslash single quote. Okay, so I guess. Okay. Oh. I forgot. I didn't see that other part. All right, let's do that. Let's do all the test cases. Nice. Let's submit. We got it. We got it before anyone else. Oh, they all Gave up? Wow. Well, we got it. That was a very simple, like, just case analysis, and luckily it was with whole numbers, it looks like. I mean, it was just like a switch statement at that point. Oh, yeah. And then I can tell when people are following me and whatnot. And if you stay parked in these, if I just, like, leave this open, people will see. Well, let's see. Back to home. You can actually see all the people that are online right now. Oh, yeah, there's a project coming up, but I want to say. Oh, okay. Hello, yes. Welcome. All right, so I want to say the project isn't all that accessible because I tried to register this. Let's see. Can you see on here? Okay. Like I think you have to do it by company because I wanted to join. CoderPad Play is the private side of our events. With us, you can engage your team with fun tech challenges like the one you'll be playing here. Whether you're looking for a technical competition or a team building experience, we have you covered. Or if you prefer, you can even sponsor one of our community events like we're doing today to increase your brand awareness through a custom game. Any company that has at least 10 participants during the summer challenge will be eligible for a discount on their next private wait. Okay, I don't know what all that means, but then here are some of the companies that are mixed in with it. If you try to join the event, you have to do like your company. See, but that's not a real company. That's just a placeholder. Like I was gonna do a nonprofit at one point. It's just a name. Like, and what's in a name? Really, it was this or no. Let's see all my pens here on CodePen. It's citizenship test, Arabic, all this stuff. But it was basically. Here we go. OSCS, Open Source Computer Science. That's it. This was the whole point. So, and now I have this, which is not that great. Actually, let's go ahead and, yeah, current projects. So, that, with this. Oh, it's so hot here. Alright. 52. That's good. Finally. No, I remember I was just waiting to get up to 50,000 stuff. But anyways, this is like basically what I want to do the cybersecurity one as. Like, and just do a basic, like, well, a basic explanation of like what I've seen in the wild, what I've learned about, like specific threats and everything, and just kind of listing them and listing like what the remedy is. Because unfortunately, some things there's just no remedy for. Like your stuff's compromised. Somebody's been in there. They've seen your stuff. They might have copied it. Stuff like that. As far as this goes, actually, let's talk about online voting. So this is another cybersecurity project that's more hokey dokey, granola-y, hippy dippy, preventative blue team. So basically, there's a lot of controversy about American elections for both directions now. There's like a lot of people that said the 2020 election was stolen. There's a lot of people that say the 2024 election was stolen. I don't even know. Like, I mean, the whole thing kind of mystifies me how they just like count so many ballots, the paper ballots, and the machines. And I still don't even trust like money counters, like how it just like and like goes through all the, like the dollar bills and just happens to count them and it's exact every time. That just it's hard for me to wrap my mind around because like even just like the weight of a bill, an individual bill. I mean, I suppose you could do it that way. Again, going back to Breaking Bad, where they have to like she like ends up weighing the bills and all that. But anyways, this would eliminate all of that and for only a little bit of sacrifice in privacy. Now, and I get that that's like to some people that's important, but I want to say actually like what percentage of wow, that's a lot of. I didn't search for all of this stuff. Obese, transgender, Mormon, Christian, left-handed. Actually, left-handed, I could see. Um, I mean, not that I wouldn't like discuss transgender issues and obesity issues. I'm starting to get a little overweight myself. I need to run, but anyways, religion will get into that. But what percentage of Americans don't vote? So this is another thing. So specifically the 2024. Let's see. Of the registered voters, of the legally old enough and the people that are not currently serving, because I think there's a few things that can well, I gotta. Okay. There are a few things that can disqualify you from. Oh, jeez. There's my personal email. Great. That doesn't matter. I screen everything anyway. So, in fact, I do have a lot of spearheaded, targeted spam stuff. Yeah, let's get out of there. So, how many people didn't vote? Let's just see if there's like an easy. So, there 150 million Americans did vote. Let's see. Close to 90 million. So 90 out of, let's do the calculator because I mean we have tools. Why calculator? Yeah, you can see all my programs and stuff. It's pretty basically stuff. Or standard stuff. Alright. So we got. Whoa. Whoa. Alright. So 90 million out of and 150 did. So we add those together. What is that? 240. And then we do 90 divided by 240. So it's like 37, 38, 37 and a half, 38%. Does that make sense? It's almost a fourth. It's not quite half. Like if you think about it, like so 150 and then 90. I mean, if you kind of blur it, it's almost half-ish. But I guess this makes sense. 0.375. Like, if you were to like chunk them in, I mean, of course it's not a pure half, but either way, so a third, more than a third, is a better way to say that, or even like between a third and a half, because it almost exactly is. But oh wait, if you add another three quarters, it kind of, anyways. So that's how many people just didn't vote. Like didn't decide one way or the other, or maybe, or for whatever reason. Actually, that's not really a fair thing to say. They could have just forgot. There could have been a number of reasons actually. But I guess a better way to look at it would be how many people are unregistered or unaffiliated, and they haven't committed to red or blue for whatever reason. They just don't care enough to actually commit to one or the other. And then there's other states that like uh, it's so many moving targets. But basically, the idea with online voting is if you have an email that's protected with multi-factor and you have a web server that displays everybody's voter registration ID, which is, in fact, let's go through this. So, the email, how does it work? The idea is to allow registered voters to use their email account to cast their vote. First, every registered voter would need to link an email address to their government ID, so a driver's license, social security card, or something, and then you have to do that in person. See, that's the very next thing. It should be done in person, but can be updated with a video call, Google Meets, Zoom, etc. A hash can be generated for every election or however frequently is needed. The government ID numbers should still stay hidden. It's like your social security and your driver's license number, that should still stay, safely and secure away. But the email and the name can be less protected because nobody really cares about email anymore. Hopefully, like people are screening it. That's why I want to do the cybersecurity. In fact, if we even just go make a skeleton, just be like, you know, welcome to cybersecurity basics. And see, then it's like, this is a list of cybersecurity best practices and examples of threats seen in the wild. I like that. It's got the triple quotes and advanced usage. So seen in the wild. All right. We'll save that simple Python template. I'm gonna have to change the name of that. I'm trying to remember how. So I think. Well, first let's go back to here. So that was Hello World. That's funny. I just had like the cached, more advanced code. All right. Let's go here. Go to the projects or the repositories. So there should be a new one. Updated now. There we go. So this playground is tech.io. It just has that basic stuff. In fact, let's actually go back one. Let's try to I need to somehow add that it's Python. So let's actually go back into it and then well, whatever. So, but if we go in here, statement. I think this is the first one. Yeah, see? So that has cybersecurity basics, seen in the wild. So all the stuff that we're basically editing here is replicated and synced with my GitHub. So any changes I do here, they'll reflect over there, vice versa. I'm trying to remember how to change that though. Simple Python template. So actually if we let's duplicate this. Just go back to me. And then we gotta publish it, that's why. So, and it's not published yet. How would I actually? Until it's been a while since I've launched one of these things. But there is a way to like publish it. Because if you go back here, you go back to my profile, we won't see a fourth tutorial yet. Just like I also have C++, but it's not like an official playground that's on here. I just have the beginner Python, beginner Java, and the online voting concept. So, which, and even in here, I have a few cool things. Like I have that just in case ready for when we start doing states. Because I was going to add a state code with the hash to make a voter ID. In fact, let's see. This. And these are just the parts that I have so far. And that's the ASCII ranges. So that was kind of. But, anyways, and I'm just generating random names. So let's go ahead and see what this spits out. So it's just a first name, that, last name, that. And then here's an MD5 hash. Here's the SHA-256, the SHA-512. And I had somebody come in and say, that's not secure enough. And it's like, well, it's not supposed to be secure. It's only supposed to hide identity. So it could be, and this is just a first name and a last name. What else am I mixing in here? Okay, a mix of the first name and last name. So what I would also do is I would add in either their state or some specified salt that you would add to all of them to generically make them all different, but that way people can't reverse crack them to what they are. Yeah, and actually, I was gonna test out, do an intermission, go get some more coffee, get recharged, but I haven't really done it. And actually, I don't know how many go. We've got It's almost 10. It took me a long time to try to add music because I wanted to have music on this one. We didn't get it. We'll get it soon. Um, but yeah, at least I do have the permission from both of my buddies for these. Like you can't like hear it. Like it's in my. Oh, actually, it's an advertisement right now. Yeah, he's got all these songs. Actually, I don't even know. Can you hear that right now? can't tell if it's my breathing or it's a car commercial. Can you hear that, maybe? I don't know. Oh well. Anyways, it's gonna be sick once it does. Anyways, I'll be adding it as soon as I can. Actually no. Let's play it for a little bit. I mean, worst case, you're gonna hear it or you're gonna not. Like so. Oh, that's gonna be distracting for me, but you know. And then I'm gonna go back and check this recording later and see what is that? An hour and 6 minutes in. We'll have some music playing. Anyways, so the point with all this is it's that easy to, and that's just to generate names. If we had a list of like all registered voters information, which they do, they have that somewhere. Every time you register to vote in your county, in your state, you know, if you do it in multiple counties and states, which I don't think you're, I mean, I know you're not supposed to vote more than once in more place, but I'm trying to think if there's any exceptions to that rule or any reason. Like you might be registered to vote in multiple places, but you only get to cast one vote. And it's really easy to just do a cross check, just be like, is this person registered in another state? Like they would just have their information and it would just check against everything. This is my buddy Jake. So I hope you can hear it though. Like, that's the other thing is like, I mean, because I can see it on the OBS studio. It's like, it's doing the. Also, you like my very professional. Yeah, right here. This. But then I can't move that too far that way. And then that, I could scoot it up. But I like to move around a lot, so that's what we got for now. Alright, but anyways, the point of that is you just have a voter ID. That's it. That's all like that whole, all this code is meant to do. And I made it multiple times, multiple different things. And these are all still pretty weak. Like you'd really want to do, well, a couple of things. You'd want to add a lot of salt, or you'd want to have more than just a first name and last name. And then there's also the problem of like legal name versus preferred name. There could be a lot of those. And ideally, you would make it a hash out of their email address and their name and maybe their state and just have those. And then you have the email address on file at the government building in their databases that are read only from local accounts that are screened. Like there's so many different ways to like, and then even air gap the database to where it's like it's not connectable from the outside world. You can only connect to it on an internal local area network. And even then have like tight, strict control, like things that we already have. I mean, things that are already really possible. And basically, um, I hope you can hear the music because it's going to be very distracting for me. This other guy, he does more like dubstep and stuff. It's actually listen to. Yeah, but see, that's a little loud. Hold on. Can I control the volume on this one? Yeah, here we go. There we go. So that's more like coding vibe. Like, I mean, it's not as like specific. Whereas Jake's stuff is like lyrics and stuff. I mean, I like both of them. They're both awesome. But like, yeah, this is more just like chill in the background. And for all I know, you might not even be able to hear it too. Yeah, I don't see the thing's not moving with this one. It was with Jacob stuff, but so if anything, I might be listening to music. So, anyways, back to this. So, it's a lot of writing, and I need to clean this up and make it like separated out into like, you know, this and that. But it is basically the idea, and this is like explained. Hmm. Okay, that's even distracting. Yeah. See, now I can see it. I mean, that is fun. All right. Anyways, no, it's too distracting. All right. But anyways, no. Like the point is the check and check again system. Where's that at? So how do you vote? Actually, this is too distracting. No, sorry. I'm sorry, Sean Chan. Um, Whew. Anyways, the idea of online voting, it's very straightforward. You have your email, it's registered with your voter registration, which they already have on file anyway. They send you an email with your voter information, or they tell you and all that. Then they send you a snail mail, like an actual physical letter here in Colorado at least. But they have your email on file. They know your email. So as long as they have that, then they could send you an email saying, who do you want to vote for? And you just put the name of whoever you're voting for. Just respond with the name, uppercase, lowercase, as long as the spelling is even close to correct, they can figure that out. They can decipher. Now, it does get a little trickier because then I don't know if there's any way for you to actually like check a box. I mean, you could, but it's janky. You'd have to like delete the key in the box and put either the X or something. And regardless of what they are, this would take a lot of defensive programming to parse these emails. But like first things, you would just parse for the name. Like say in the example of the 2024 election, you'd either have Trump or Harris, and they would just respond with Trump or Harris, and then they could respond with the other names, and that might get a little more confusing and complicated. So, but you could segment this out to have presidential. You could have every other position, every office. You could have everything that a paper ballot has. I'm just trying to think back to the one that we did the last time, and there was a lot of just like different random things. Some judges, there was a bunch of laws, and we always get like a blue book that tells us the pros and cons of each thing that we're voting on to just kind of figure out if we really want to be doing that. So yeah, there's that, and then but once you get that all figured out, they can basically spit on a piece of paper and return it. As long as you understand that that's either Trump or Harris, then boom, you can record their vote, and then you display it on a web server. And that's the important part: is it's a read-only. Like once you've written to it, and then it can no longer be changed, or however that is. And then the web server looks at it, or it's mirrored over to a read-only one, and then the web server comes in, so nobody can change it remotely. They can just see what's on there, and then your voter ID, which is that long hash there, and that's why I did such ridiculous ones. I mean, now you wouldn't want to be giving people these things, like not this, like here, copy and paste this into your, or look for this, and so like when you're looking at the website, you're like, okay, is it 71EE, and hopefully they know to start from the back, the end, because it doesn't matter what's in the beginning. Really, with a hash, if you can like match like 10 digits anywhere, then there's a good chance that it is the same. I mean, because it's just they are so different from each other. But anyways, it would probably be something more like this. Like here's this, copy this from your email, do a control F. Well, let's actually do this. So we did this, copy, control F. Can you see that? No, it's at like the very top. Let's drop it down just a little, so you can see all my email, my Twitter, X app, all that. But anyways, you can see that there's a control F, and then boom, it found it. All right, let's get that back up there so you can't see what I'm doing. But anyways, that's the whole point of this. Like they send you an MD5 hash. That's just the simplest thing, and it's a hash made of your email, first name, last name. Although even then, a hacker could see a whole list of the emails that were sent. Like you got to assume that they can see everything. That's how you kind of narrow down attack surfaces and mitigate against potential attacks. But this system works even if 100% of the votes get hacked. 100% of them get hacked through the check and check again system. It's at the very end. A web server for every state. Okay, just because there's just so many people voting at any given time, and maybe even every county for larger counties. Yeah, okay. And it's just linking the database to a web server as display only so it can read out everything in that database of all the votes and everybody that has voted, or just empty if they haven't. And actually, they wouldn't even display, is what I should say. Like, I mean, because you want to have those, but you got to assume that somebody can just copy all of the voter IDs and then have them in their possession. Then they can start cranking out, like, first find out what hash was used, then they could find their email, their first name, and their last name. So stuff like that is still sensitive. So actually, you probably wouldn't even want the email in there. You'd want their first name, last name, and then like they get like something in their email, like a two-word phrase, is what I have noticed a lot of places do for authentication. They do a like eager beaver or something, some adjective and then a noun, and then it's just kind of like a or graceful wombat or something like that. You know, just anything, but like a two-word phrase, and it can only be one of two words, and then have that in there as it. And so that's like a secret key sent to your email that only you and the voter registration people know. And then, yeah, so there's ways to do it. But the idea is, again, if this is 100% hacked, 100% compromised, it still doesn't matter because it's the check and check again system right here. So this would not only let them know it was counted. Wait, start back up. We would need a web server. All right, so this is relatively easy to do. The actual changes happen on the back end with emails in an email server that has all the bells and whistles of cybersecurity blue teaming. Every vote is displayed as a line item that starts with a unique voter ID that we create for every voter. And then by changing the hash every election and emailing a new one, it wouldn't matter if somebody figured out who the person was behind the voter ID. And again, you gotta think, do you even care? Because 90 million Americans didn't even vote in the last election. Of those, we got to assume not all of them were like, oh, I just don't want to vote for anybody. I don't like either of them. But if you follow someone's social media and you can see what they like, what they don't like, you can generally tell how they're going to vote. If you're going to make it into an either or, red or blue, they're more leaning this way, they're more leaning that way. And thankfully, even if anybody did try to do anything nefarious with that data, be like, oh, I'm not going to give them a job promotion because they're Republican or they're Democrat, like that kind of discrimination, kind of like somebody did on the back of rental applications by putting a C for color. Sorry, that was one of our cats on the current sitting president. But anyways, it shouldn't matter. And if somebody does make it matter, then you're in the wrong place. If they really care about how you voted to the point where they would do something like that, even just like I have friends that vote every which way, and I don't care. Like that doesn't define them. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, it is right now. So, anyways, back to this. So, my point is I don't care who people if people know who I vote for. And besides that, I don't think it's much of a surprise. So if you look at any of my social media, they're like, oh yeah, okay, he's one of those. Anyways, so you have your vote. And again, this is just like Trump or Harris. This isn't like, my home address is this or my social security number is this. It's just like I either like this name or this name. Or you can even just do red or blue, honestly. Like, I mean, I vote red all the way down the ticket. I vote blue all the way down the ticket. Done. Or green with libertarian. Or so you'd still have to find ways to like tweak it and adjust it depending on what the needs are and the use cases for each situation. But the basic idea is you have a web server, just a website like this one, and you could have it read from a database, and then you have to find your voter ID email from your email, do a control find it, and it'll say either Trump or Harris. Boom, right there. There's your number. There's what you voted for. And if he didn't, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if 100% of the votes are hacked. Then you send an email to the registration office, say my vote is incorrect, please update it with this name. And then right there, that flags your email and your voter ID and your setup as being compromised. So then they will set that aside, they will investigate that, they will check the logs, they'll check the digital trail, and they will see what happened. Did they just type the wrong name in the email? Because that's possible. Not probable, but possible. Was it inconclusive, where they just jumbled the letters? They misspelled it so horribly that the system wasn't designed to understand what they were trying to say. And again, you can defensive code to pretty much hard code every corner case. I mean, they could, again, spit on a piece of paper, like, blah, 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 and you know what they're voting for because there's some semblance, like, there's a D in it. Well, there's no Kamala Harris. I had to think about that. Democrat, maybe, but Kamala Harris. There's no D. Donald Trump, there's two. So if there's a D in it, chances are it's the red one. Or a K. Well, there's no Donald Trump. Okay, now I'm like thinking about it. But like you just have like an in or like a contains, and then you could even like graph out all these different potential solutions. Like I've seen some of that, like how spell checkers were, or not spell checkers, predictive text in a URL works. Like it has like a graph of all of the potential words that start with the first letter, first of all, then the first two letters, and then that removes some of the nodes and the edges. And so then you have new edges to nodes that have the first two letters, and so on. But anyways, back to this. If every vote was just like, no, it was hacked, I did not vote for Harris, I voted for Trump, or I did not vote for Trump, I voted for Harris, please change my vote, then an admin from the system will change it, and then that's documented. Now, if somebody calls in a second or sends an email in a second time, now you know it's really bad because they changed it and changed it back. So now one of those people, unless they're just really not getting it or just really having a bad day and they don't understand, like seeing on a website like what the name is that they picked, which I could see, but for the most part, no. And especially after doing this a few years, people get used to it. But anyways, you now have a digital paper trail of where those two request emails came from. So now you have a way to catch the person in the middle, not a man or a woman, a person in the middle, and you shut them down. And not only that, like you have now targeted that, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do with that. But you now know where a malicious person was able to change a vote, or be able to compromise an email, or be able to send in a vote. It's just that easy. Like it is all documented somewhere. It is all recorded. So, anyways, it's the check again. So this would not only let them know it was counted, because that's another thing. You fill out the paper ballot. Yeah, I think it's counted. I don't know. I think I'm one of those 70 million, but you never really know. They'll tell you that it was counted, but like I don't trust that at all. But this way I would, because I could also see all of the Donald Trumps and all of the Kamala Harrises, and I can do a control F on Harris and see how many millions of times Harris pops up in that website. That's the other beauty of it. You can check yourself which county won what, and as long as they're all accurate, and they would have people checking, like a whole team of IT admins, like checking this. There's zero chance for fraud with this. I mean, eventually, you maybe in the beginning, but this is like the fail rate of 100%. Like it could 100% just be complete hot garbage, and everybody cracks it. Then all the admins got to do is be like, okay, well their votes are actually this, and then that can only happen a couple of times. That's that pigeonholing concept that we talked about a couple episodes ago. Is like you can only have so many situations. Like they can't have screwed up that bad to switch again, and honestly, even switch again after that. But we gotta assume that they could. So you could check again until everything's correct, and then the holes have been plugged. I mean, if you really have to do it, if it like happens more than 2 or 3 times, at that point, I would request that the voter come into the office, a post office, a federal building, or any of those, wherever or campus if they're a state school. Like I remember they were voting at CSU for Obama back in the day because I remember Obama came to campus. But anyways, um, but that's it. I mean, if you have to have, or if there are this many issues with your voting, then maybe you should just go in anyway, and then you could cast your vote in person and then hand them the paper. Then they know and blah blah blah. And then they would update. I mean, at this point, they would just look at it, and be like, okay, here you go, and then that, and then send it up to the website. And again, these people don't care, especially like in Colorado. We're such a purple state. You could vote any which way, and everybody will either love you and hate you the same as they did before you voted. Like it is not dependent on your vote. It's dependent on your actions, which how you treat people, and all that. So, anyways, back to this. We've got the check and check again. It's traceability through logs. And there you go. Zero fraud. Wow, that was quite the rabbit hole. So I guess what we could do. So I'm trying to figure out. Simple Python template. I kind of want to say, oh, whoops, no, it's in here. Go back here. So it gives you a Python PNG. So the statement, that's that. Then this markdown, or YAML. There we go. Cyber security basics. No, best practices and threat examples. There we go. Commit changes. Change the title. Change the title of the playground. Didn't. Alright. Now, let's see if it reflects here. There you go. So, sorry. Actually, yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole take a break. We're just gonna make it to 2 hours, and we're gonna call it a stream. Still testing things out, but like if I would have started, because I started at like 5, almost 6, I was gonna do a 3 hour stream till like 9, maybe 10, but now it's like it's already 10. Been going for yeah. Nah, I really wanted to find, and I hope that that music works. I forgot the timestamp. It's like an hour and 6, but I'll find it and then I'll have it playing for a while. But maybe I'll do it on the outro if I remember. But anyways, so there's this. So welcome to cybersecurity basics. Even just doing a basic bit of this. Um, well, and even this, I feel like there's different ways. What do I have two? Hmm. Let's go back. Kind of. Oh yeah, there's a error. Um. I'm trying to think. Just to like separate out the text because this looks kind of junky. Like this doesn't look good. Whereas with this, you know, you've got that, but you can only do so many of those. Like if you go back to intro, you got that, that. I almost wish there was like an intermediary, like, I don't know. But if we go back to here, all you have to do is just do the pound sign and a space and it'll make another one of those sections. So seen in the wild. Um, let's see. Um, hmm. Well, I mean, I was gonna say Facebook, like the specific social media, and then I wonder if like a dash does something. Test dash line, and then Twitter X app. Um, and I guess these can go for any of them. But this is just what I've seen. So Facebook, first one, it was my grandma friended me again with a second account using the same picture. Okay, so this one, um, malicious or bad actors. There we go. We'll call them bad actors. Bad actors. Well, let's see. Actually, you know what? I am gonna get some more coffee. We're gonna do a. We'll be right back. Hold on. We'll get some coffee. I'll be right back. All right, welcome on back. That'd be really funny if I didn't mute because I did a really loud belch and yeah, coffee might make me burp a little bit, but I got some caffeine. So, anyways, so bad actors will copy a profile picture and name to try and friend the victim's friends. Um, they may slightly alter the profile pic to not be screened as using the same exact picture. Kind of like how I remember when I used to watch. Oh wait, am I centered again? Hold on. So if I'm looking at it, because like when I look over here, I'm like leaning forward and doing that, but like actually kind of need a new chair. I think this one's starting to go. But anyways, so back when I used to watch a bunch of Rick and Morty, I didn't always pay for it in the beginning. I used to watch pirated YouTube. I know it's all bad, but and they would do stuff to avoid the copyright detection, like make it backwards or distort it somehow. Which since then I've bought, all the seasons that I watch and all that. I've made it right, but like people will do that. Actually, let's go ahead and see this. And the same concept goes for profile pictures, like because some social media companies are scanning. Oh, okay, so that, all right. So there we go. So that one, and then bad actors. Okay, so a test dash line. Why is that? Is it because there's a space after? Yeah. So there's space dash space. Now the test dash line would also have a dot, is what I'm guessing. There we go. Okay, so space dash space will get the dot. All right. So under Facebook, that was the first one. She said she was in a car accident and needed me to send her money. I was more worried about her being injured that I reached out to other family to see if they could help. They told me grandma was fine and that was someone else. So, right there, my initial instincts, and that's how they do these things. They will try to scam you by making it a high pressure situation. They will try to make it seem like someone you care about is in danger or peril. And there are other motivators to be like, oh, I need to send the money. Another common one, um, let's see, that I've heard about. Let's actually just do another one. So, two, my nephew, well, let's see. My relative was kidnapped in another country and needs money. Now this one, let's see, space dash space, didn't happen to me personally, but I've heard of this one. This is where they will trick an older relative into thinking they are traveling. Is there two L's traveling? I guess I'm going to have to run this all through a spell check anyway, but older relative into thinking they are traveling. Well, now it's going to bother me, so I'll traveling. There you go. Traveling or traveling. Both traveling and traveling are correct spellings. English, am I right? Mm. This is one of those British situations. Yeah, we're not British around here, no offense, but we're not gonna do two L's. It's gonna be the single. Anyways, uh, they were traveling and in need of money, either car accident, stolen wallet, etc. Like just some reason to where a grandma, grandpa, or uncle or aunt would need to send money. Because at the end of the day, most of these people on the other end of these communications are just people messing around in their country. A lot of it's India, a lot of it's Russia, a lot of it's not Nigeria. It's what is it, Somalia, and it's on the east coast of all that. But anyways, is it Nigeria? Like the Nigerian prince? I feel like might have been Somalia or one of those. But anyways, there's a lot of people over there that have communication technology that can contact you either with a cell phone or a computer with email or something, and they are just trying to get people and social media, and so they're just trying to trick people into sending them money. They sit around all day tricking people, researching like, and since then, Facebook has started hiding people's friends lists. So like, and you can control that, but a lot of people still don't. And that's one of the other issues that we got to work on is how do you train the world on how to have better cyber hygiene? Well, like this. So, remedies. Let's see. Hmm. I'm trying to think of what the next one would be. X dot. Let's try that. Let's see what that is. Remedies. Adjust the visibility of your friends list to only friends. And even then, you can, let's see, even then, just mutual friends. Because I've had that too, where like I've had friends that might be a little sketchy and might be trying to stalk an ex-girlfriend or an ex-boyfriend, and they use like my profile. They can see all of my friends, and they can see my friends' friends, and that's how the wild west of Facebook used to be. You could stalk anybody, and it's just like you just had to remember a name of somebody that they hung out with, that they might be friends with, or a family member, and then from there, and these people are making like entire files of people over in these other countries. They're like studying you. They get your name, your LinkedIn, like, and that's the other thing is like LinkedIn is like the least secure, but and what I mean by that is like everybody has to be honest on their LinkedIn because they're using it for their job search, or they might hide their profile when they're not ready to job search. Other people are like a lot of times their people are getting active on LinkedIn, myself included, to where it's like I just got to assume people already know my job title, where I work, all this, and like they just know. I mean, and I just have to keep that updated, and that's one of the things that like security has had to have been acceptable because even if you're just happily working at a company, somebody might try to use you as a reference. So then you're making a false positive if you take down your Facebook or LinkedIn, sorry. If you take down your LinkedIn, you you might have somebody that I just realized there's a smiley face on this. Anyways, you might have somebody that's trying to, you know, network through you or with you to try to get it somewhere in life. So the better thing to do is just to target the people that are doing this stuff and make it as unpleasant as possible to make it to where they don't do it again. But anyways, let's do this and let's see if that X, like, what does that show up as? This is gonna be interesting. No. Oh, wait. Interesting. It only does the one. That is interesting. So, all right. Well, either way, let's get down here. Uh, a lottery winner reached out to gift me money. Now, this one was a funny one because I, and having been somebody that Well, let's talk about it. So, even having just finished a 6 month cybersecurity boot camp, I still somewhat fell for this. I thought to myself, if I had won the lottery, how would I randomly hook people up? I'd probably just go to Twitch and just start donating on people's channels and stuff. But at the time when I'm thinking, oh, okay, but I was like, in fact, let's do another thing. I was about 60 to 80% sure this was a scam. But that 40 to, or wait, that 20 to 40, and that might be a little high, like if I really had to put it, like, I mean, my senses were tingling. I was like, there's bad written all over this, but what can they do? What can they get? And so I gave them my phone number. So okay, oof. But I also screen all that too. So I mean, people that have my phone number from whichever way, I just have to assume that it's out there, like people writing in on bathroom stalls, or people that I've, upset or whatever, signing me up for all sorts of weird stuff. And I'm definitely not saying anything that people I know have done, but hmm. Anyways, so we're texting, right? So the what? Why are there two? Okay. Um, they sent me a picture of a FedEx driver, the name of the driver, the ID of the driver, and the whole time I'm wondering why do why do you care so much about the driver? I still didn't even understand what the thing was. It's like, do you want my Venmo, my Cash App? Like, you want something where you could just send me money? No, they wanted to, um, let's see, they wanted to deliver physical bundles of money to me via this driver. So that's what they were doing, is they were trying to solidify my trust in this random FedEx driver, their badge, their ID. They even had the ID number and everything, which is like, oh, that's why you don't take pictures of your IDs and put them out there, but people can just like go to their LinkedIn's, Facebooks, all that. Hey, I got a job working for FedEx. Here's my ID. Like, that's exactly why. And they could even Photoshop that stuff. In fact, there's one, and we'll get to that too, for the adult entertainment industry. They tried to just write my name on a cup. Oh my god, it is such terrible photoshopping. So basically, the story about that, in fact, we'll even do adult rated. Like, okay, yeah, we're all adults here, blah blah blah, and all that. Actually, no. Twitch can be 13 up, so I have the disclaimer. There's drugs, there's politics, there's religion, there's all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking at this, whatever, you've at least had the talk and the puberty talk or anything. But anyways, so one area of cybersecurity is the adult entertainment industry. So in fact, we're even going to just do that as like adult entertainment industry. Now, whether you agree with it or not, I'm not here to talk politics with you. And actually, this might even be, because everything on Coding Game has to be, for lack of a better word, family friendly. So maybe let's leave that off. Yeah, let's save what we have for now. Let's see what it looks like. But basically, the adult entertainment industry, that's another area that some colleagues and I are working on securing, because there's so much. Yeah, see, that's just a one no matter what it is. I need to change that. I mean, here I did say it. It's a one. Hmm. And even then, this is publish. I don't want to publish it yet. It's not even close, but I'll put the 5 tags. Because once you publish it, then it shows up here. And then it shows up if you go to community, learn. Yeah, see, mine used to be, oh, there it is. Online voting concept is still recent, but and it's actually pretty high stuff for recent. But if you do popular, mine used to be like the top third and top fourth. Now Java's up there, the voting's up there. Python, it dropped way, way, way down here. There it is, Python. But 52,035. Can you see that on the screen? Yeah, 52,000. I think a lot of that was bots though, because I was sharing it out on XApp and be like, "Oh yeah, well look at my Python tutorial," like in a debate, and so then people would be like, "What is this?" And like I was also using it as an example of like how I'm not brain rotted from substances, or like I'm not insane, or like any of these things. Be like, "Here, click on this, go see this," and they put it behind a you had to have, they put it not a paywall because it's free accounts, but they put it behind a wall to where you had to be logged in to be able to see it. um I hate to say it, but I think because of me. Like, I don't know, but anyways, and this was a good piece of proof that like, hey, this person actually knows how to do a thing or two with coding. Like, I have all these sections, the code works. Like if you go to, just go to functions, like, all right, try changing the values for each functions. Okay, well, you don't have to. You could just do run, and boom, there it is. And so you're printing the different functions, either multiply, oh wait, whoops. Yeah, multiply, divide, integer divide, add, subtract, and then you have examples. Okay, well, you could either change the values here. So let's see. Divide 10 by 3, and then integer divide just got 3. It cut off the, I guess it truncated the 3.3 repeating. 42, there you go, the meaning of life, and all that. But you can change all this stuff, and it works. Like, you change, I don't even know, it's just modulo, let's do 500, 5,000. There you go. But you can see it in real time change. Anyways. Where are we going with this? We were doing this, got kind of far. Alright, so what I'm thinking now, let's do another code clash, and then we might call it a night. Maybe 2 clashes, but, and really, I'm trying to get, well, I have 2 things. I have 2 things going on. I've got A-Rye dose, where I'm just doing those for YouTube videos, and that's here. If I did this, in fact, if we go to coding game, I am A-Rye dose on this one. So I'm only level 2, and I kind of want to keep it that way, to where that way if you go to my YouTube and you go to that specific playlist and you follow every one of the videos in it, you will have a medium level coding game and a medium Wood Wars, and that's it. Like, you just follow like this 80 to 100 videos, half hour to an hour long, and just watch them, follow along, and do everything step by step. Then you too can do that. Now that's a lot. I'd rather you just learn and watch like maybe 10 or 15 of those videos, learn how it's done, or even better yet, if you go to this. Yeah, we talked about this on a previous stream. Just go to the channel, then you go to the video of making this. There you go. Almost 3 hours of the video. This is what my stream used to look like, by the way. This is what I want to get back to. So I had a 5-minute lead up time. I did a, yeah, strange woman lying in pawns, distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. So I did Monty Python quotes. I did padding by like putting them down a little bit, and then you can tell. So then that ends up there, and then here we go. Whoops. 8, 7, you'll see the kinda, right? And oh, it's not as cool. I had it to where like like ripple over, but I must have done that later. But anyways, you can, you can just go through all this. Like each one of these is a section. Basically, a lot of the stuff that we just did in this one, in Tech.io, messing with like that. Oh, there's me with the baby face. I got a beard. That's kind of needs to fill in. There. So you can see my dirty laundry there. Actually, no, that's clean. That's a drying rack. That's actually the same drying rack as here. But anyways, my really nifty headphones. But you can't see, and that's what bothers me with this. Like, it's really hard to see. So I got to go back and redo it. That is painful. But now you can see in this one. And maybe not this one. Let's go and just exit out of that. But like, if we do another code clash, you can actually see because I've watched on the like the replays. Anyways, where was I going with that? Yeah, well, I want to see my profile first. Like, what do I get points for? I don't think I get any more points from code and clashes. Wait, by solving various coding exercises on coding game. Okay, and a lot of it's like by the puzzles you've done, and then I do have there. You can get this one, which if you do 500 games of Clash of Code, which gets you a lot. Like that's my only legendary one. The rest are like doing a lot of puzzles. So a lot of bronze. And then once I started doing that, I just started doing it. Even Kotlin, I don't know how to write in Kotlin. Like I was just like, all right, this sounds fun. And I took the two easiest puzzles where all I had to do was just change like one little thing, and then I was like, all right, let's go in here, let's do this. So I did a couple of Kotlin. Now Java and JavaScript, C++, C Sharp, and Python, all of these I actually do know how to code in somewhat decently. Python's the best, as we'll see here, like just basic simple stuff. Java is where I've done like Java and C++, those two I've done multi-file like actual software engineering projects in. Nothing professionally. The only professional coding I've written in is Visual Basic, and I didn't write much. It was mostly like a software analyst for that role. And then I actually write Python for my current job, and PowerShell actually a little bit, and then Bash. Anyway, Linux basically, Linux scripting. So yeah, let's do a clash. All right. Actually, I kind of what's bot programming? It's like sometimes they have these challenges, like the summer challenge, which looks like it's actual team. I did this and Mad Pod Racing. Oh, cool! These are all the challenges. All right, we've got stuff to do, and I think I'm gonna try to do this every Sunday. It's gonna be my new schedule. Is Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. I started to add to the schedule, but the schedule wants you to be specific. Like you will be streaming at Sunday at 3 and Sunday at 6. Maybe in a perfect world when I'm not such a spaz, maybe. In fact, Anthony writes code. He does that, and he's very good at that. Wait, what's this? I thought I joined one. 516 participations? Oh, and I'm 2,500th. What? No way. No way. I've never seen that. I've known this person. Like I've talked to them. Yeah, he does streaming every Thursday. Um, I'm trying to remember some of these people. I remember clashing with him. Don't remember this person. Just oh wait, yeah. They used to have a different yeah. Okay, yeah, that was really cool. Um, this guy's wicked smart. Like I've talked to him before. I've seen some of his stuff. Um, and then there's me. This person was fun too, but I don't even know where that is. Koror, and Palu. What? What's Palu? Palau? Oh. No offense to anybody from. Let's look at a map. What is this? Where am I even looking at? Follow. Okay. Here. So I've been to Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand's up here. There's Hong Kong. There's Taiwan. Or no, Taiwan. Thailand. I've never been to Taiwan. There we go. Okay, no, it's down here. Been to Georgetown. Is this Thailand? Oh, on the other side of Vietnam. Okay, sorry. I've been there, but I haven't really been there. Oh, and you're starting to see a little. Oh, there's my emblem for my personal. All right. Anyways, um, how do we clash? There we go. All right. I will continue to work on this though. I mean, I guess that's just kind of like the already the ones, the twos are starting to bother. For that matter, we could like just make that on here, like so that's code in game currently, but also I could, just as easily make a section here, like I kind of did. Like I've got the housing crisis, cashless society, alternative energy, all sorts of stuff here. Also, this all reverted. Okay, so at least I fixed this because this was looking terrible. I mean, it still doesn't look great. It's popping out over there, but all right, fastest. You receive a color as an RGB value. Invert it by every single color? What? Oh, okay. You just yeah. Forward is backward, backward is forward. Three space separated integers representing the. This actually works. I did this in that C++ software engineering thing. So we had to manipulate. Oh no, forward is not backwards. So wait. So it's going to be from 0 to 255. Um, str 255 minus r. I have to do plus stir 255 minus g plus comma space plus stir 255 minus b. All right. Oh, no commas. There we go. Boom. Done. James did it in like 20 seconds faster. It's so sweaty. Alright, anyways. So there we go. And actually, now that I'm wondering, because like, these ones are actually turning out pretty decent. I mean, the sound's okay. I can hear it even with the fan going. I can see the text. Like, I can even see it here. Like, that makes sense. Well, except for sorry, like the comment. It's really tiny still. I haven't fixed that part. And then the music, too. So I've been having this thing in my eye this whole time. But, what is that? Oh, so now they're following me. But you didn't share your code, and you did it in JavaScript. Let's see. Wait, Toronto? You know what? So my general rule is, like, I don't like it because they don't have a picture. But Canada, Canada, US, US. Yeah, there's me, level 11. It's still not anything too crazy. Level 11 isn't like that. I don't know, but actually, how late do I want to be doing this? What would be really nice if I could hook up the PlayStation, switch to Bloodborne, and just like continue streaming that. But nah, one day. Coding Garden? Huh. Either way, I'll follow him back. He's self-taught, he's rad genius, and he's in Toronto. I like Canadians. On average. There we go. Oh, so that's absolute value. It just went the other way. What you could do. This just kind of feels weird. Let's do another one. That was fun. That doesn't look like a bot. Actually looks like somebody. Alright, fastest mode. Ben is very broke. He cannot afford rent, so he is going to get a job this month so he won't be evicted. The job he is going to get pays P per hour, and he works H hours, and his rent costs R each month. Output yes if Ben can afford his rent with extra money, no if he cannot afford his rent, and barely if he can afford his rent with no extra money. So if the three conditions are greater than, equal to, or less than, I mean, and so you're going to get your, so number of hours times the pay, and if that is greater than, equal to, or less than the R. All right. So if H times P is greater than R, print yes, or what are they? Yes, no. Okay. Okay. Elif H times print barely and not yes, else no. Print it's uppercase, lowercase, and no. There we go. That was it. 100%. Share my code. Again, only 8 seconds longer than this person. Level 16. Okay. He basically did what I did, but put them on the same line. And then if it was equal, then it was just barely. I was thinking about that for my tertiary or my third option, but. Or wait, did I? Let's look at my code. What did I do? Nah, see, I did it slightly different. First, we both did the yes. So you can tell that we're like wanting to see like the more optimistic thing first. But that's a yes, no, and then like the third one is the catch-all is just like, okay, if it's not greater than, it's not less than, it's equal to. Whereas me, I'm just like, all right, well, let's see it in descending situations from optimal to no. Like, okay, here, and then if not, okay, at least if you're here, and then if you're, okay, now if you're here, like it's progressive, like that's the direction. That's kind of like I was thinking about that. Let's do another one. These are fun. Okay. I mean, and these don't even really matter. Like following, like I have so many people following me and all that. I feel like so many of them, like if they don't take the time and effort to like make a profile picture, do all this, like they're either trying to hacky or something. Like, but this person, since I just clashed them, that makes more sense. Like, oh hey, like somebody else is actually active on the site. I might follow them. But again, why it's just like, um, you just gotta be careful with what you share online. Whoops, no, I didn't want to go there. The other thing is like the U.S. government is watching a lot of my stuff anyway, so it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Hate to say that, but Anyways, Clash of Code. There he is again. All right. Oh, both of them, Amog and James Hill. Okay. All right. So far, so good. This might be all real people, actually. This is exciting. And these two bested me. Yeah. Oh, oh, hold on. My chat's busted. Oh! Hi, James. And it's totally fine. That's totally fine. Like, I'm too lazy to fix the chat on this, but... Oh, wait, am I listed on the... Interesting. Wait, how'd you find this stream? Because usually I do... Real person, yes. Nice. Well, let's do a clash. All right, you might have to cover your ears. I'm just kidding. You actually beat me that. You beat me that last time. So let's see. All right, so Leonardo DiCaprio, famous playboy, only dates women who are between the ages of 19 and 25. Given the age of a girl, right approach determines if she's too young, too old, or just perfect. So this is another one of those where it's like, okay, if it is, then it's like either yes, maybe, no. There's three cases. So we got too old. So if the girl's less than 19, it's too young. So if... And wait, is this... How many... N is... Number of women. Alright, so like some of the tests are going to be... Okay, so we got to do it for each age that comes in. So this is where it's got to start. In fact, let's go ahead and get that rid of out of there. Actually, we can still do it here. There. So if age greater than or equal to... What are the ranges? 25... Wait, where X is the number of years she has. Oh no, wait, what? Also, um, so actually, if it's just older than 25, print. The function should return. Hmm. No, I'm saying this because they give you. Actually, you can't really see that. It's kind of like on the corner. But so it's multiple ages. Let's see. Also, sorry, I have to keep going back and forth. Nice, yeah. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. So welcome, yeah. Usually, Coding Game they host it to where you can do that, and I will start doing that. I used to when I first started streaming like 3 years ago, but I stopped for a while. What is that even? Oh, okay. Anyways, no, back we are. Yeah, there it is on the profile. All this stuff. How did you find my social? Yeah, because they're right there. Uh, oh, and then this guy did that. See, the terminology returns tripping me up because like that's normally like just the one done that, but I think it is print. So we're just gonna do print too old because I feel like it's still cycling. Does it have parentheses or yeah, or not parentheses, punctuation? And so too old. Less than 19. Okay, so yeah, that's good. We're not getting into any sketchy territory. So elif age is less than 19. Uh, print too young. Else the catch-all. Oops. Home. Print. What is it? Just right? Wait. Just perfect for Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, and then it even has a. Oh, nice. You're already done with the 100. GG's. But else it's print just perfect for, and then let's see. So we gotta do that plus stir of 25 minus age plus that, and then no space because we already have the space included there. I think that's good. Nope, what did we fail? Okay, so my math isn't mathing. So, come on. I need to go over. There we go. All right. Absolute value string abs of that. Wait. Actually, I shouldn't need that. No, let's see. 25 minus age because that's if it's just perfect. So it's getting 0. Wait. Oh, because I need the space? Oh, jeez. Okay. Formatting. Formatting matters. Alright. Submit. Share the code. Alright, yeah, let's see the JavaScript. So, yeah, it's basically kind of like that conditional. Like, if it isn't hit the first one. Although, yeah, they went too young, too old, then they're just right. Yeah, it would take me too long to translate that stuff into JavaScript, so. Yep, the space before yours. That was a good call. Um, this person didn't share their code, so. Alright. Let's go ahead and do another one. We do time it again. I don't know how to even get in there. Like, they used to have a global chat where you could, like, clash together. Let's see. Yep, there you are. Yeah, and these things are fun. That's definitely a bot I remember seeing before. Blue screen of death. Yeah. But, I mean, I like that they do that. Because then you could just clash whenever. Especially with how sporadic, like, I mean, myself, Coding Game usually has a good normal amount of streamers that usually do. Um, and yeah, like I said, I'll start doing these things. So then, like, you just have to put Coding Game in the Twitch title, and then you end up here. Let's see. Oops. Oh. But yeah, always good to play against other real people. So that looks new. So, and I just recognize like that picture and that picture from so many clashes back in the day. Actually, that was like 4 years ago when I used to stream more. Ah, nice. You got the profile pic. Although, don't be fooled. I don't really look like that. The other thing to notice about this site, actually, I'll kind of go here. You start getting followed by some people that they get their toe in the water. Like, I want to say, yeah, see, like you're level 7. I'm only level 11. Like, I haven't really gone that much farther than where you're at now. And even a lot of that was kind of cheesing it to where I did like one puzzle in Python, then I just translated it into other languages that I knew. So, like Java, C++, stuff like that. So, all right. So given a string consisting only of the characters A, T, G, okay, so some DNA, do the following: double the A to S, triple the T to S, remove the G to S, leave the C to S as is. So for every A, it's double. For every T, oh, the plural. Okay. So if it's an A, add an extra A. T, make it triple. Okay. All right. This is another one of those conditionals. This is just like, let's see. So Python's so, I don't know, it's cheap. So for char in DNA, if, and then we'll do like an out string equals that, and if char equals do single quotes, it doesn't really matter. I mean, in Python, it can do single or double. Um, out string plus equals AA elif char equals T. You do the single quote again. Out string plus equals 1, 2, 3 elif. For the conditions, C, G just don't do anything because it's just that. But if it's C, elif char equals what was it? C, yeah. And then out string plus equals char. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Oh, that noise was the other one. I think it finished. So we'll go ahead and wait. I'm trying to think. Yeah, don't mind me while I'm gonna go wander around here. I'm just gonna try to figure out what else I can do to raise my rank. I think it's just the puzzles at this point. I mean, I kind of do want to look at that bot programming. Ah, nice. You got it. Yep. Very good. Very good. Do one more and then. Oh. Oh. Yeah, and I plan on doing streams every Sunday evening, and then I mean we're basically about the same time zones: Mountain, Eastern, Western, all that. But I'll be on every Sunday afternoon or evening is my new schedule. Maybe Mondays, maybe Tuesdays, maybe Fridays. I got a lot to work on, but we don't. I mean, I do a lot of random stuff too. So, like, if you look at the videos on my Twitch channel, that's kind of like a good indicator. The website, even better. It looks horrible right now, but this is just like an ongoing list of all the things that I'm doing. So, a lot of cybersecurity too. That's kind of like my niche right now. Social engineering specifically. So, positive social engineering. So, I was gonna say I don't recognize that. Usually when they get to these higher levels, especially France, there's a lot of people from France, Thailand. Oh yeah, and then you can see all the people that are online. So if you leave your browser open, like I've had people, yeah. See, there's A-Rye Dose who's on, but that's also me. Um, I've had people follow just because I left my thing logged in. So also just thinking about having to go back and redo that video about making that other playground because you can't really see it in the YouTube video. Oh, oh, sorry, we're talking. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Reverse mode. Okay. Oh, I've done this one. I mean, by done this, I have not. I've failed to do this one. Mm. Oh. Oh, so this one can be hard coded. All right. Hmm. Oh, let's go over here to kind of see. Uh, there we go. So, sure. 1 plus 3 times sure. 2 plus sure. 1. Already I think there's going to be some problems with this, but this is basically the idea. This is like just really hard coding all of it. And then this one is chur 1 plus chur, oops, 2 plus chur 3. Oh, it's char 1, char 2, char 3, then char 2 plus char 1. There we go. Ah, by a whole minute too. Oh, that's cool. They just changed the, see, like, that was a lot more complicated. I could have changed it to ABC. It's slick. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was just checking out someone else that. Uh-oh. Screw. I mean, that's okay. I'm actually, after this, I was gonna head out anyway, pretty soon here. So, this is one of many test streams, but I think I'm still on mute, and that's fair. I'll let him finish. That is really smart, too. It's like simplified the variables. Oh, wait, I shouldn't be showing the code. Ah, there we go. GG's. GG's. Oh, yeah, let's see. Well, I mean, that was kind of like a hard coding one. It's not really like, yeah, definitely GG's. That was good. And coding game does that. They'll like throw you curveballs where it is simpler than it seems, but then because there's another one of those where they have like a random one or a number or some letter in the middle, and then you're supposed to do if it's like three in the middle, then it'd be twos around it and then ones around that. But then they can increase the middle number to like a seven. Then it's sixes and then fives and then fours. And that one was intense because it's like you're constructing it outward in a scalable nature. Whereas with the last one, that was just hard coding, where it was just like, yeah, we'll see yours. Oh, yeah, JavaScript has all the, yeah, so, and then if you look at this guy, they did, or this person, they simplified it to ABC and did the five. Oh, they even separated it out there, so they had the five print lines there. I went with like these are the variables that they started Python with the snake case and everything. So I did the same thing that other person did. I just didn't simplify the characters. So, but anyways, great to meet you, James. Yeah, yeah, it's not like returns. Like you are basically constructing. Although, as you say that, I think that's the first one I've ever seen where it does that, where it's just it's five print. Usually in coding game, the print statement is the termination. It's like the return, and so it like cuts it out and all that and ends it. So, but anyways, yeah, you caught me kind of on the tail end of this, but yeah, like I said, great to meet you. I'm gonna head out, but keep an eye out for me or A-Rye Dose, that's also me. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll be doing this for YouTube videos, like doing clashes and stuff. So if you see me, cool, do that. But and then I'll start tagging coding games, so I start showing up. Like this one, I don't know if you've seen other people in here or how long you've been doing coding game stuff, but and there's the Discord too. Like so, yeah. Um, I forget how you find it though. It's probably like community, yeah, Discord. So, and I'm not very active in there either. I'm pretty bad at that, but they have no, it's good. They have like this taco game in there. Yeah. Oh, see now I have this other stuff that's popping up. But oh, it's invisible. That's right. I put it on streamer mode. But anyways, there's a Guantanamo. Actually, I'll show that person real quick. Um, no. This guy, Guantanamo, this person, they made a taco game where you go into the Discord chat, you just type tacos or something, and then or at least that's what it was in the world chat. I don't know if they still have it in the Discord, but it's just funny. You can type tacos in there, and it's a whole different menu meaning. But anyways, yeah, yeah, I'll see you around, and yeah, like I said, nice to meet you. So happy clashing, and I will see you all in the next one. Yep, cheers.